Well, look who it is. You've decided to make your way back to this little pocket dimension I'm so unfortunately trapped in. Anyway, enough of my whining. Last time when I told you about the necromorphs, I said I'd talk about a certain wizard whose actions help shape a hero. Joining me today is everyone's favorite goblin uncle, Uncle Ulric. Enough dallying. This is the tale of Sirius Black.
Sirius Black was born to a family of dark wizards in England, the Kingdom of Great Britain, on the 3rd of November, 1959. He was a tall man, with a medium build, shining black hair, and intense gray eyes, and he was considered very attractive, especially during his Hogwarts years. However, later in his life, his appearance deteriorated due to 12 years of torture in Azkaban. His face became thin and gaunt, with yellow teeth and matted hair. His godson Harry described him as corpse-like. He also had many tattoos across his chest and arms. After his escape from Azkaban, his condition improved somewhat, but he wasn't able to look the same way he did before he went to Azkaban. His family were extreme proponents of blood purity in the wizarding world, and they hated muggles or non-magically gifted individuals, even declaring his cousin Andromeda a blood traitor and rendering her an outcast for marrying a muggle-born wizard. Like most young wizards of Great Britain, he finally got his letter to Hogwarts, and once he got there, he was sorted into Gryffindor, indicating how different he was from the rest of his family due to the rest of them being sorted into Slytherin. In contrast to his time staying with his family, he absolutely adored his time at Hogwarts. During his time there, he became best friends with 3 other young men, James Potter, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. The 4 were thick as thieves and called their friend group the Marauders, and would often get into many amusing hijinks. They created a magical map called the Marauders Map, which displayed the location of everyone in Hogwarts, so that the quartet could sneak around undetected. One of the 4, Remus Lupin, was a werewolf, so Sirius and the rest illegally became Ani-Magi, wizards who can turn into animals in order to control his transformations and comfort him. Sirius earned the nickname Padfoot for his ability to turn into a big black dog. When he was 16, he ran away from home and the Potters adopted him as a son, and because of this, and his constant defiance towards his family, he was now considered a blood traitor and shunned.
When Voldemort started the First Wizarding War, he and the Marauders, now adults, joined the Order of the Phoenix, a group of wizards dedicated to defeating Voldemort. James, his wife Lily, and their son and Sirius's godson, Harry, were in hiding due to a prophecy stating that Harry would be the one to kill Voldemort. Peter Pettigrew, one of Sirius's best friends, had been working as a spy for Voldemort, and told him the location of the Potters, and the Dark Lord himself showed up to their hiding place and killed both James and Lily. However, through a miracle, Harry survived. Sirius learned of his friend's death and Pettigrew's betrayal, and set out to kill him. Once Sirius confronted him, Pettigrew killed 12 innocent muggles and fled, only leaving a finger behind to make everyone think he was dead. Sirius was framed for both the betrayal and the killing of the 12 muggles. Sirius was imprisoned in Azkaban, a brutal prison for only the most evil wizards in the world, and the time he spent there was absolute hell. There was very little food or water, and creatures called Dementors would often torment Sirius and drain any happy thoughts or memories he had. In 1993, after 12 years of mental and physical torture, Sirius escaped Azkaban, becoming the first ever prisoner to do so. Unbeknownst to Harry, Sirius took his animagus form and watched over him. People were hysterical due to his escape. Many people believed that he had escaped to try to kill Harry and resurrect Voldemort, although this couldn't be farther from the truth. Sirius returned to Hogwarts to make sure his godson was safe, watching him and seeing many similarities between him and his old best friend James. The Ministry of Magic had sent Dementors, creatures that feast on human happiness, to suck the soul from Sirius's body. During this year, Remus Lupin was working as the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. While Sirius was hiding near Hogwarts, he learned that Pettigrew was also at Hogwarts, in his animagus form, disguised as Ron Weasley's rat Scabbers. Sirius, filled with rage and vengeance, tracked and captured Ron and Pettigrew in rat form, and dragged them into the Shrieking Shack, a place where the Marauders used to hang out. And Harry and Hermione followed suit. Remus stopped a confrontation between Harry and Sirius, and the two old friends shared a happy reunion. This was short-lived, because the two men forced Pettigrew out of his animal form, and the two attempted to kill him. Harry intervened, wanting Pettigrew to suffer via Dementors. Unfortunately, Lupin transformed and Pettigrew escaped. Sirius turned into his animagus form to protect Harry and his friends, and the two departed from the scene. Sirius was then surrounded by Dementors, and they performed the Dementor's Kiss, or the act of removing one's soul from the body. Harry and Hermione went back in time, using Hermione's time turner to save him. Harry went back to the moment the kiss was to be performed, and he saved his godfather's life by casting the Patronus charm. Sirius guaranteed he'd see Harry again, and escaped in style via Hippogriff. He returned in Harry's 4th year, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione would often visit him, and he would comfort and advise Harry on how to survive that year's Tri-Wizarding tournament. When Voldemort once again took a mortal form, Dumbledore reorganized the Order of the Phoenix, and Sirius couldn't wait to take the fight to the Dark Lord. Harry formed a kind of student militia called Dumbledore's Army to teach other students how to defend themselves, and Sirius greatly encouraged Harry's actions. Voldemort filled Harry's head with visions of Sirius being tortured, and since Sirius was the closest thing Harry knew to a parent, Harry did not hesitate in taking Ron, Hermione, and 3 other members of Dumbledore's army along with him to the Department of Mysteries, where Sirius supposedly was. Of course, this was a trap, and Death Eaters circled the kids. Just in time, Sirius and the Order of the Phoenix arrived to save the 6 students.
Get away from my godson.
The Order and the Death Eaters began an intense battle, and Sirius engaged his psycho bitch of a cousin, Bellatrix Lestrange, in combat. Lestrange bested Sirius in the duel, and he was unfortunately killed. This loss deeply affected Harry, as the two were almost father and son. During the Battle of Hogwarts, Harry used the Resurrection Stone, and Sirius was one of the 4 spirits that helped comfort him, assuring Harry that he will always be in his heart. Harry's first son's middle name was Sirius, in memory of his godfather. Sirius Black was brave, courageous, and had an almost dog-like sense of loyalty, even saying himself that he'd rather have died than betray his friends. He was very protective of the people he loved, including the other members of the Marauders, and especially his godson Harry Potter. Sirius was shown to be quite rebellious, due to the fact that he would hang Gryffindor banners, items Muggles would use, as well as hang posters of scantily clad Muggle women on his wall, just to piss his parents off. He also greatly enjoyed tinkering with and riding motorcycles. He was also very cunning, resourceful, and witty, being the first wizard to ever escape Azkaban. Remus Lupin stated that he was among the most clever students at Hogwarts at the time. He had very strong levels of mental fortitude, as shown through his ability to keep his sanity intact while imprisoned and tormented by Dementors for all those years. While he was an amazing man, he was not without his faults. In his younger years, he would bully Severus Snape, alongside the other Marauders, and he had a vicious temper, and he also had a careless, impulsive side. He was a marvelous magical combatant, able to hold his own in wand duels against many other powerful, experienced, and talented wizards. He was also very adept at using spells without an incantation, which showed a high level of skill on his part. Like Uncle mentioned before, he was an animagus, and was able to turn into a black dog, which allowed him to hide in plain sight or sometimes aid him in a fight. He was also very fond of animals, and was able to form strong bonds with them, most notably escaping Hogwarts in the back of a hippogriff, and living with that hippogriff for a while. A good man, falsely accused of a crime he did not commit. A devoted friend, a loving father figure, and one hell of an escape artist. There's no understating the love he had for his godson, and the effect he had on him, and through him, the entire wizarding world. Alright, my friend, I hope you enjoyed Mr. Black's tale, and may he rest in peace. Where I'm from, goblins aren't so friendly, but I'm glad and thankful Uncle Ulric decided to join us. I'll see you with another tale very soon, and mischief managed.